Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with this transfer report claiming that manager Chavi is pressing hard for Barca to sign Manchester City duo Bernardo Silva and Joao Cancelo. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Leroy Sane of Bayern Munich, as the German champions have resisted any move for Barca in negotiations. We are also going to be discussing more on that. So, guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right out to the very end. With Ousmane Dembele's exit imminent, Barcelona will have some breathing room on the financial fair play front to reinforce their roster, and as per a report from Javi Miguel, Barca manager Xavi Hernandez is pressing hard for the club to secure the signings of Manchester City duo Bernardo Silva and Joao Cancelo. Xavi is keen on adding another midfielder who can further boost the creative profile of the team and add more quality, and has identified Bernardo Silva as his main target. The 28-year-old remains open to the possibility of leaving Manchester City and is said to be dreaming of signing for the La Liga champions. PSG were also interested in signing Silva, but have now pulled out of the race, which comes as a boost for Barca. However, Man City will not make it easy for him to leave, given how important he is in Pep Guardiola's setup. In fact, they are already pressing the Portuguese international to sign a new contract to ensure his continuity at the club. In case the player makes an effort to leave, it could open up the window for Barcelona to negotiate. As for Joao Cancelo, the 29-year-old continues to be the manager's preferred option for the right back position, despite the club making progress in the pursuit of Ivan Fresneda. Indeed, Chavi has asked Barca to pause their hunts for the Real Valladolid young star and make one last attempt for Cancelo, which could be possible now that Dembele is on his way out. The manager wants to bring in players who can perform at the highest level right from the get-go and not take time, which is why he is leaning towards Cancelo over Fresneda, who has no experience in European football. Xavi also stated in his post-match presser that he wants a pure right back now that Dembele is leaving, which further reinforces his desire to sign the Manchester City outcast. Much will depend on the margin that Dembele's exit will generate and the demands Manchester City will make. Of course, Barcelona continue to show interest in these two heavyweight players. I call them heavyweight players because they are players with high value and they have quality. Talking about Bernardo Silva and Joao Cancelo. I think definitely those are two players that if we can succeed in getting them to join our team, I think we are good to go. I don't think anybody should say Dembele is going will kill the team morale. I don't see that happening. Even if we don't strengthen the squad now as it stands, I don't think Dembele has that impact to say if Dembele is not in the team, Barca will be suffering. I don't think any Barca fan should think such in his mind. Xavi continues to put pressure for the club to sign these two quality Manchester City players, but me and you will know how difficult it is for the club to make these signings a reality, right? Let's start with Bernardo Silva, for instance. Manchester City rate Bernardo Silva for how much? 80 million euros. That's quite a good sum of money. And Barca's financial position does not help matters. Um, of course, the name of Bernardo Silva did came back strongly into the picture after this Dembele saga, make a lot of headlines as the player looks set to join PSG, and Barca are optimistic that maybe the money or whatever space that will be left in the salary mass will enable them to bring in Bernardo Silva. But personally, I think if Barca want to try, to try and get these players, I think it will just be one. Because talking about these two players, I don't ever see like the possibility is really slim, guys. Let's just talk about Bernardo Silva, 80 million. Joao Cancelo, the City now they are asking for 50 million. Even if Dembele leave, which we have been mentioning the price should be around 50 million at most. How on earth will Barca start to bring in these two players worth about 130 million euros? It's going to be quite difficult, right? So despite Javi pushing for the club to sign them, he himself needs to know that it is an impossible task. We're talking about going against financial fair play. Barca still needs to balance the books. La Liga president himself have said Barca still need to do much in order to go in line with the fair play rules. So it's not easy. It's not easy. So let's see how the future going to look like. But I think right now Barca are really calculating on how to make the most use of this Dembele's exit. I think they should make the best decision, because if they make a wrong move, it's going to affect our season. I bet you. I think Dembele leaving, whatever price comes in, Barca should make the best decision on that revenue. If they want to go for Bernardo, if they want to go for a right back, but I've always said, and I've always maintained my stance that a right back is what Barca should go for. So indirectly, I mean they should go for Joao Cancelo if they really sell Dembele, because there'll be a space in the wage books. So let's see how it's going to look like. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. With Ousmane Dembele on the verge of leaving the club, FC Barcelona are already looking at options in the market. To replace the winger, the Frenchman is set to seal a 50 million euro transfer to Paris Saint-Germain imminently and will be signing a 5-year deal worth 20 million euros per season. While it will be a big blow for the club in sporting terms, his exit will provide them with a financial boost to reinforce the squad. Barca are already looking at possible replacement for Dembele. And one of the names that is reportedly on the club's radar is Bayern Munich star Leroy Sane. However, according to a recent report, Sane has no interest in joining Barca. The 27-year-old, whose market value is 65 million, has 2 years left on his Bayern contract. The German is in his prime, is versatile. He has a lot of experience at the highest level, making him an intriguing target for Barca. But the former City man has decided that he wants to stay at Bayern this season and assess his future next year, and he will be entering the final year of his contract. A move for the German has always been going to be unlikely, but the doors appear to be completely shut now that Leroy Sane has decided to want to continue with the Bavarian Giants for another year at least. Dembele's departure is going to leave a huge hole in the squad, and as such, Chavi wants to replace him with a top player. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.